Welcome back to Movie Village. Our story starts off during Christmas time. We see Kenneth, he's having a tough day at work, and upon returning home he gets mad at his wife Della for not having the house clean, and asks what exactly she does all day long because there is stuff thrown everywhere. He's insulting her looks too, saying she has let herself go. Their argument gets heated and he was going to hit her, but the kids are watching, so he hits the wall instead. To break the tension, she tells him she's out of Christmas wrapping paper, so she has to go to the store. She tells the kids to get ready for bed. Before leaving, her daughter gives her a drawing but tells her not to look at it yet. Wait till later. She leaves her beautiful gated community and heads to the shopping mall. She looks so sad. She's clearly had enough of her marriage. She looks for some cigarettes and noticed her husband Kenneth left a note on them saying, "You're supposed to quit." She tells him to kiss her bum, then smokes one. Her friend calls her because they were supposed to meet later for a workout class but tells her the weather is too bad. She tells her not to go to the mall because it's packed with Christmas shoppers. She doesn't listen and still goes. She asks her friend to meet her for a drink, but because of the bad weather, her cell signal cuts out. She's pissed off at that. I'm sure she needs a break and just needs to unwind for a while with a nice drink. She struggles to find a good parking spot, and there are unhappy shoppers fighting over parking spots too. The mall security guard tells her she's not going to find a close spot to the mall and tells her to try way over there on the other side of the parking lot. On her way there, she sees a red car taking up 2 parking spots, and this further pisses her off. On her way into the mall, she decides to leave a note on the red car saying, "Hey jerk, 2 parking spots, how selfish can you be?" The mall is jam-packed with Christmas shoppers and kids waiting to see Santa Claus. She grabs a tea and hangs out at the mall, browsing through the shops, looking at various things she wants to buy but can't afford. She runs into her old college friend, Lynn. Lynn is happy to see her and is telling her about her fabulous life, and she just seems very put together. The complete opposite of how Della feels. She also shows her some lingerie she bought for her and her husband to enjoy later. Della gives her a look of, "I'm happy for you, but I certainly can't relate." Lynn runs off to get her hair done, and Stella goes back to looking for wrapping paper. She goes to pay for the items, but her card declines. It came to $21, so thankfully she had enough cash in her purse to pay. She gets in her car, but when she goes to leave, a car pulls up behind her, blocking her in. Today is so not her day. She gets out to confront the person and sees it's the car she left the note on that blocked her in. A guy called Chucky gets out, and his first words are, "I've got a gun," and he says, "How about I aim it at your lady parts area?" 3 guys get out and start laughing. She asks them politely to please move the car. They get way too close to her, so she says, "Look, I don't know what game you're playing." Chucky says, "Trust me, this isn't a game." Then Huey says, "How about you eat my trousers, Snake? And when you're done eating, we're going to staple your mouth closed." Della makes fun of Chucky's name and says at least your parents have a sense of humor. He said she just started a war with them. She says if you hadn't parked like an a-hole, we wouldn't be standing here in the first place. The mall security guard we saw earlier overhears them shouting and asks if she's okay. He tells the boys to just back the car up and let her leave. Chucky says, "No, I'm not in the mood to do that," and tells the guard to mind his business and to leave. Chucky then unalived the poor guard. The other 3 guys are shocked and say they are going to get life in jail. Della speeds off, and the guys said she's obviously going straight to the police station, but they're certainly not going to let that happen as none of them fancy getting locked up for years. So they chase her. She speeds to a gas station, but it's closed. She speeds into what she thinks is a neighborhood, but it's a new housing development surrounded by a forest, so no one lives there, obviously. She's at a dead end, so there's no way out. She loses control of her car, it crashes into some logs and totals her car, so she gets out and hides. The guys speed in after her. They know she has nowhere to go, and they know she won't be running into people anytime soon. They say they can't let her go and have to unalive her tonight, execution style. With only a few seconds to run before they see her, she grabs her toolbox. One of the guys says it's going to be impossible to find her. They break into a truck and find a flashlight and some alcohol. They argue and say that no one will care about the cop they just unalived, so let's just leave now and skip town. Chucky says she's literally the only witness, so we have to do this. She sees them, so she runs up some makeshift stairs and slips. Her toolbox makes a loud noise. They hear her and chase her, running towards her from different directions. Guys, could you imagine seeing 4 men chasing after you like that? So beyond terrifying. She hides in one of the half-built houses and loses them. As you can imagine, they were super pissed off. Chucky says, "You're trapped, Della, and we're not leaving until we find you." She tries to crawl up one of the makeshift stairs, but it turns over, getting her stuck in some barbed wire. She gets hurt. They find the breaker to turn some blindingly bright lights on, which is obviously a nightmare for Della. Now she has to be super careful when sneaking around. They hear her again. This time she's hiding under the floorboards. They taunt her. Tomas threatens to essay her. She slaps him and they laugh. Chucky asks her what's in her toolbox. She won't open the box, so Ving says just take the box. We're going to unalive her soon anyway. I don't get Huey, by the way. He seems to hate when they talk down to her, but yet he does it too at times. They think she might have money or something in the box. But no, it's just your bog standard tools. She hits one of the guys with a wrench and runs off under the floorboards again. They chase after her. Huey falls to the floor when trying to reach for her, so Tomas stands on him trying to get past him. This makes Huey fall and he is unalived. Huey's friends are shocked that their friend is gone. They are now even more mad and seeking revenge. Chucky sees her running into the woods and runs after her. The boys drag Huey to the woods and pay tribute to him by playing music from a radio they found and by drinking. They turn on more lights, making it almost impossible for Della to move around without being seen now. She falls again with her loud-ass toolbox. She hurts her leg, so she just sits there crying. She remembered the piece of paper her daughter had given her earlier. She looks at it and gets motivated to get back up and keep going. They keep looking for her and can smell her perfume, so they know she is very close, but it's too dark to see where she is. She crosses a stream and they chase her. She kicks Tomas and he goes tumbling down the hill. Out of nowhere, Ving sees their friend Huey, who has just been unalived. Ving says, "Huey, is that you?" Chucky looks at him like he's gone mad, but he says, "Look, it's his shadow walking past the tree. It was a little creepy because you could see his shadow walking by." Well, that was random. Thomas runs on ahead and catches her. She takes out her crosswheel wrench and hits him over and over again, unaliving him. Chucky and Ving shout for Tomas. Ving says, "Tomas is gone." I can just feel he's no longer here with us. He's creeping Chucky out with how he's talking. They find Tomas unalived, and Ving says she's going to unalive us too. He says no gun can kill a spirit gone bad, and that she has definitely gone bad. Della is crying and saying sorry. She clearly didn't want to hurt the young boys, but what else could she do? It's either her or them that will make it tonight. And obviously she chose herself. She's crying, saying, "God, where are you? Where are you? All I want to do is see my babies." Later, while she stops to pee, she gets shot at but gets away just in time. Ving says this isn't natural, how she's getting away every time. He clearly is superstitious and thinks someone is protecting her, so he sees no point in them going after her. Chucky guilt trips him into continuing, saying he's doing it for Tomas. They split up. Ving runs up the hill after her, and Chucky runs around to the side in hopes of trapping her in. She overhears them, so she knows she has to unalive Ving right away before the two of them gang up on her. One big struggle later, and they both roll down the hill where she then unalives him. Chucky is pissed off, but he's not giving up, and he goes after her. He says, "I know you're close, and I know you can hear me," and offers her a cigarette. He talks about her twins and says he went through her purse and knows her address. He says he's going to stop by her house. This makes her come out. He talks about Huey, saying all he wanted to do was see the ocean, but she took it all from him. She took all of his friends. He starts to read from her weekly planner, which he got from her purse, and tells her exactly how she is, how she's not happy being a suburban housewife, and how she knows there's no such thing as security in her life. He says, "I bet I know what you've been dreaming about and aching for all these years." And he can tell that her husband doesn't treat her right and takes her for granted. He tells her, "We can go pick up the kids right now." She tells him to F her, but of course she's tricking him and trying to get the gun out of his hand this whole time. She then sets off a flare, then manages to get his weapon and unalives him. An exhausted and beat-up Della connects the battery in her car and drives home a forever changed woman. She sees that the police and ambulance have found the poor security guard who Chucky unalived. She gets to her gate in her neighborhood, but there's smoke coming from the hood of her car and it stops working. So she grabs her wrapping paper and walks home in the rain. She starts singing "I'll Be Home for Christmas" quietly to herself. She fixes the star that she saw fell off her tree earlier. Her husband hears her coming in and says, Do you want to tell me where the hell you've been all night, Della honey? She says, Don't ever call me that again, and walks upstairs to check on the twins, who are fast asleep. Her husband asks her what she got him at the mall. She points the gun at him and says, Nothing, and then it's over. I don't know about you, but I wasn't expecting that ending, that's for sure. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care.